This Independence Day, Mahindra has showcased a totally new platform on which 4 concepts have been displayed here in Mumbai. And to tell us more about the strategy behind this and what is the scope for these models and maybe beyond them as well, we have with us Nalinikanth Gollagunta, who is the CEO of Mahindra Mahindra's Automotive Division, who is more popular as Nal. Nal, congratulations on the showcase.
Thank you. Pleasure to have you.
Interesting offerings, concepts. So tell us, I mean, from what I sense, that this is also a reflection of your growing ambition, and which need not necessarily be limited to the borders of India. So tell us more about what is the thought process that at this stage, I understand these are still a good maybe 1.5-2 years away from hitting the market, but what's the thought process? Because the story is scripting now will be executed then.
No, absolutely. So I'll take you back 2-3 years when we first introduced the INGLO platform. And the word INGLO itself showed our global ambitions. India for globe, that's what we looked at, right? And those products were products made in India, but designed to be sold anywhere in the world to that extent. And those products, you see, are slightly larger products, right? Longer wheelbase to the extent, 4.5 meters. So we said it's the same kind of strategy. We want to take it for the smaller size vehicles to the extent, the sub 4 meter or the 4.3 meter space to that extent. But again, with global ambitions, global design parameters and standards to the extent, which serves the Indian market, but we can take it abroad as well. So which has the same crash rating benefits that you would see for any global products.
And these are all monocoque SUVs?
Yes. At this point in time.
Which is a little bit departure from your true blue, the Mahindra heritage.
I think we are quite excited about both body on frame. Body on frame
is what I meant.
So both are quite useful, and a lot of customers who prefer one versus the other to the extent. So we do have products on the body on frame, and we'll continue to innovate on body on frame. It's a product which we'll continue to work on. This platform at this point, what we put out is a monocoque platform to the extent. You're right. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're walking away from body on frame. It's a very strong part of our portfolio.
Tell us, in terms of the scope that you see, I mean, what kinds of regions you think would you like to target, at least in the initial stage? And what's the kind of timeline that you think,
geographies?
Geographies, I mean.
Yeah, so of course, beyond India is going to be a core focus for us, and we'll focus on that. But beyond that, if you look at it, we are focused in a calibrated way on firstly the markets we are already operating. So that would be in South Africa, that would be in Australia, and a few other markets, Chile and a few other markets, where we have had significant presence in the past, and we'll continue to go into those markets. After that, we have other RHD markets, right-hand drive markets we're looking at, where we think BEVs could be a good play to get into these markets. UK is a great example, right? And a few LHD markets as well, we can start to play as well. Then beyond that, we have the global pickup, which showcased 2 years ago. That is something we are very close to getting it out as well in the next 12 to 18 months, that you'll start to see some of that come up play out. So that is a product which we can get into the market. So it's a calibrated approach. We start with the existing markets, with the existing products. Then we look at the UK and BEVs into some of these markets, and after that, the global pickup comes in.
Talking about global markets, Mahindra already has a presence for a significant period in South Africa. So could that form one of the key bases for you to kind of spread to other regions as well, tapping South Africa first? And if I'm not wrong, you are in the process of setting up a SKD facility, or have already done it?
Yeah, so South Africa is a key pillar for international growth, and it's done well for us. As you know, we started with a few products on the utility side and CV side, but now we have 700, we have Scorpio and playing there, and recently we had 3XO, which we launched as well, which, by the way, has won the Car of the Year award for us, first time in South Africa.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. So it's a market where we now have multiple products in the space, and we're starting to do quite well as well. So it will continue to be a very strong contributor for us international strategy. We had one SDK plant, now we have the other one coming up as well. So that will start to SKD plant, I should say, which also will be coming online, the second SKD plant coming on as well.
Right.
So that will play out for us well.
You showcase these two sub 4 meter concepts. Do you see prospects for them to be, with them also to tap the international markets? Because sub 4 meter is more of an Indian phenomenon.
Yeah.
Because of obvious reasons.
I think, of course, yeah. In India, it's a unique outcome of the tax structure to that extent. But we have got some good learnings from our 3XO product launch, both in South Africa, now Australia, where there are folks who like to have a smaller vehicle, right? Yet don't want to compromise on features or safety or tech to that extent, right? So I use the analogy of iPhone mini. When iPhone mini was there a few years ago, it was a small screen size, but it didn't compromise on any of the features which the larger phone had to that extent, right? So we believe such products can be sold in those markets. There are young first-time buyers, young college graduates who can look at that market. You have market segments like empty nesters, people who are like retired or their children have already moved out and they want to downgrade, but they don't want to give up on the creature comforts to that extent. So those segments are quite interesting for that sub 4 meter space.
If I look at the time, a timeline of say 2030, 2032, thereabouts, what kind of international exposure would you be targeting at in terms of your overall, say, sales?
Yeah, so can't put out numbers specifically what it looks like. The best answer I can give you is from volume perspective today. ICE, I have about 56,500 capacity per month. And with this product in Chakan itself, we'll be adding another 20,000 capacity on the ICE and EV side put together. And we already have on the BEV in-glow platform, 5,000 capacity, add another 3,000 to make it 8,000 in about a year's time frame. So you put all of these things together, you get a sense on what the capacity looks like. It's hard to predict what the volume would look like. Right. But you're starting to look at something which is in the 80 to 85,000 volume per month range in terms of capacity build-up.
And this platform alone, you are talking about 240,000 odd an annual
240,000 on an annual basis, which translates to 20,000 on a month basis. You're right.
And in terms of investment, this will be part of the earlier announced investment of 27,000.
27,000. Yeah, that's in the cycle. Yeah, we normally put out a cycle investment forecast, and this forms part of the 27,000 crore investment.
Okay. On that note, Nal, always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Thank you.